everybody watching the, damn, I wish somebody would have told me that, virtual summit. We have another guest, Alma Barrero. Thank you so much for joining us for this really important summit where we're sharing the insights, 3 big tips that each one of us has that we bring to the table so that you can help other people save time, money, right? All the frustration that happens because you didn't know these tips. So thank you for being here, first and foremost.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Likewise. So I want everyone to know your brilliance. So please share with the viewer a little bit about you, your zone of genius, and why you think it matters.
So, hello, my name is Alma, and I'm an intuitive style coach. I help people to bridge their soul to their wardrobes in a nutshell. I believe my zone of genius is to help people understand and really have a good sense of what dressing from an intuitive point of view it truly is. So they are able to shine their light in the most beautiful way.
That's perfect. And you authored a book, a very important work. It's your seminal work. Will you please tell the viewer a little bit about your book?
Yeah, so my book is called Style Power: Unlock the Connection Between Your Soul and Your Wardrobe and Set Yourself Free in Style. And it is all about understanding my Style Power formula, which takes you in a process to tuning to who you truly are, what your light truly looks like, and how to show it to the world with clothes.
Excellent. And do me a favor, help the viewer understand, like, why do you think your work matters so much? I know this is a very heart-centered work. It really is very purpose-driven. Why do you think this matters in the world?
Well, I believe that the whole paradigm of dress your best and you'll feel confident is completely opposite to what I do, because I believe that what most matters is what the shift that you have internally when you understand that visualizing how you want to feel before dressing is the key to dress in a way that truly empowers you and shows others your power. So to me, intuitive style is a key if you are looking for a way and for a shortcut to show others who you truly are and understand your energy and your values and your beautiful light. So to me, it's like a no-brainer. And I always say it really doesn't matter what you wear, but how you feel when you wear it. Mm. And that is because people sense that. It's not about what you see, but then when you dress from that space, then that's when the magic happens and people feel like mesmerized by you. They have no idea what's going on, but they just want to listen to you because it all makes sense.
Oh, I love that. I love how powerful it is. This is like the energetic side of it for sure. I love that. Okay, so what do you think as an entrepreneur? What do you think the biggest kind of gap is for aspiring entrepreneurs, or maybe entrepreneurs that still haven't really gotten off the ground, really haven't gotten a breakthrough? They're doing stuff. They're not, I'm like, oh, what is it? What do you think it is?
So one of the biggest things that I've heard is and that's why I decided to start helping people like even more in that avenue is, but people don't really get it. Like they don't get it, and they start like changing the message and the wording and the but word, like people don't really get it. I'm talking about, I'm a life coach, and they're like, oh, they are just like putting me in that box and in that box, and people don't want to be in boxes. They just want to be perceived as the unique professional that they are. Yes. So I find that a lot.
Yeah.
And I've gone through that myself for sure. And I realized that it was a lot to do with just wanting to feed into society's expectations and what my industry was like kind of laying for me, right? So I was like, okay, so yeah, this is what the industry says. So like I should like follow this or I should follow that, until you realize that it is all about really truly understanding what your intuition is saying and what your voice wants to talk about, and what you really want to the other person to perceive, right?
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So we are going to transition to the three, damn, I wish somebody would have told me that, tips in no particular order. What is your tip number one?
The first one, I wrote it down, of course, because I was like, okay, let me think about it. The first one is that there is no such thing as competition. And it goes very well with what I said before.
Yeah.
And there is no such thing. And I wish I had not wasted so many years looking at others. And it's like, oh, but she's doing that and he's doing that. Oh, and look at all those people are doing that. I cannot do this. Like, no. Oh my God, it's impossible to have competition when you focus on your unique approach. Like, it's impossible. We all have our own karma. We all have our own way of expressing things. We all have our own way of expressing art, right? So there is just no way we can look at competition and say, oh, they are doing that, so that's why I'm going to do this.
Yeah. Yeah. I see it as like, I just got this thing around, it's like our fingerprints are individual, right? So our personal way of being and the essence of who we are is so unique that why go through the avenue of comparing? There is no comparison. It goes into the very fabric of our being, right? Like even as something as individual as a fingerprint, it starts there with everything and everything that we are. So there is no competition. I love that. That really makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What about tip number two?
I wish somebody had told me that entrepreneurship is a damn roller coaster.
Yeah, for sure.
And that we are responsible of our work. I came from corporate like you did, Patty, and like I was just like, I created my business, I had my beautiful website, I have everything ready, and then clients weren't coming. I'm like, why not? I'm just like, what is happening?
Yeah.
And I started realizing of the hardship of entrepreneurship. You really have to believe in yourself, and you really have to believe in yourself when you are down and when you're up, like in every single step of the way.
I love it. I totally agree. I like that. The whole example of it's you have to believe in yourself when you're down and you have to believe in yourself when you're up, because it's so interesting how we'll hit that upper limit and then we'll revert back to the comfort zone. It's such a mind mess if you don't control that. So totally agree.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship
And
is a
when
roller
we,
coaster.
yeah, and when we are, sorry, Patty, I didn't want to interrupt you, but like, I'll give you an example. Like when I launched my book, and and I felt like I was on top of, like, I don't know, not on top of the hill that I was climbing, right? And thinking after that hill, there comes a time where you're just gonna relax, because that's the natural process of how, in my opinion, a healthy business goes, right? So when you are in that down, like when you are honoring it just as much as when you are up, I believe that's when the juiciness happens, right? But if we are just like, yeah, I don't know, expecting to be like up,
Yep.
it's not gonna happen. And it's not healthy. And yeah, it's not healthy.
Oh, I love it. You said some real truths there. Okay, what about tip number three, the third and last?
This one, I was hesitating between two, but maybe I can blend them. And it's the most important part of my company is my body and my health, and listening to what my energy is asking for on that day. But also, like, I was like, do I feed in here the fact that this big message when you start your business of, oh, and you push, and don't worry that in a year you're just gonna make it, like you're just gonna make the $5 million mark or the $10 million mark. And you're just like pushing. Okay, Koi, I'm just gonna stop, like, because I'm about to get to that. No, like this is a long-term journey, and if we don't take care of ourselves, then there is no long-term entrepreneurship magic journey at all.
I love it. I totally agree. The whole mentality of hustle, right? Until you burn out and all you get is adrenal fatigue. How would I know that? Because that's what I did, and it doesn't work. And it's like a recipe for disaster. So I agree. Like the most important part of that is your health. Your health, you have to take care of that first. Otherwise, how can you show up? You can't. It all starts, like you say, it all starts from the inside. So that is literally a recipe for disaster if you're pushing. And even by the way, you're like, as we say it, and that force energy, it's so destructive. It's like, doesn't make sense. And I know that the mantra that I have is like, the less I work, the more I make. It's all beliefs. It's all belief systems, and if you can switch it, flip the script on it, why not create what you want and let it be easy in that way, right? So it's so fascinating how that is a fundamental truth. It's like starting with your health first. So thank you for that. So I'm going to repeat, so everybody make sure to capture these. So number 1 is there is no competition. Number 2 is entrepreneur is a roller coaster where we are responsible for our work. Number 3 is the most important part of building your business is your health and your energy. So damn, I wish somebody would have told me these things. It's so true. Because that first one is like so much comparisonitis, so much of like that looking over here instead of looking internally to see what's the magic that I bring to this whole world, where there's a massive opportunity that we don't take the most advantage of because we're so busy comparing. And then the whole thing about health, I couldn't even agree more. I've been on the other side of that and it's not fun. Alma Barrero, thank you so much for your words of wisdom. How do people find out more about you?
So you can go to my website. You can find everything about me, almabarrero.com. And I'm also a lot on Instagram. So I would love to interact and chat and connect with everybody.
Excellent. So Alma's information is going to be right below this video. Make sure to connect with her. We're also going to include the link for her book. Make sure to connect with her book. It's a beautiful work. It's a beautiful piece of work that is very inspiring and will really get you thinking about what it means to have style power. So Alma, thank you so much for joining us for this summit. We appreciate you so much and wish you continued success.
Thank you so much.